There is a lot of misapprehension, misunderstanding about what a UFO disclosure is, what the truth about the star beings, extraterrestrials, whatever term we want to use. There's a misunderstanding of what it is, because a lot of people have watched movies, because that's all there is. That's all there is. There's an alien movie. And in the alien movie, there's a statement. There's a statement. But the disclosure is not a statement. The disclosure is a discussion. It's a discussion. It's a discussion that I've been having now with you, the viewer, for 13 years. 13 years I have been talking about star beings. 13 years. And I am still talking about star beings, along with many others. You see how much there is to talk about? It's a discussion. If we talked about extraterrestrials for 5 hours a day on television, we would be talking for years and years just to get through, just to catch up to today, because a lot of it happened in the past. A lot of stuff happened in the past. It's history. Just to catch up to today, we would speak for years and years. And then we would realize there's a lot of other stuff to talk about. There's technology, there's other planets, there's all the races. I mean, then we would be talking another 20 years, another 30 years. It's not a statement, it's a discussion. So this is why I talk about star beings, stellan cultures. These are people. They're people. They're intelligent. Yes, there are some negative types, but it's a very small portion. The majority are intelligent, which means they have various dispositions. They have various policies. They have various levels of technology. There's a cultural richness. It's multicultural in space. Now these stellans, these intelligent, advanced people want to contact human beings. They want to say, hey, we are here. You're not alone. We've been here for a long time. Here's some technology. Hey, this is how you can purify your water. This is how you can grow organic food. This is how you can get rid of gasoline. You want to get rid of gasoline? Here you go. You want to get rid of diseases? Here you go. We'll teach you the science. But there's a problem. The Cabal. The Cabal is a term to describe the resistance, right? And we can use many terms. There's many layers. But I use the Cabal as a general description of this resistance. And this resistance has been cooperating with these stellans for decades. Now, we've talked about this. We've talked about this when I've talked about the Cabal, when I've talked about the dark star beings. In previous videos, I've talked about this. We're not going to talk about it again because we need to move forward. I want to move forward. We're going to keep moving forward. So if you don't understand, go back to previous material. You're going to find it all in previous material. If you want to read, there are books to read. Moving forward, right? We've talked a lot about star beings, but these stellans, I like the term stellans. Stellans work on various protocols, policies. They all have policies. No matter how high you go, there's always a policy. There's a law. There's a universal law. There's a cosmic law. There are rules. No matter how powerful you are, you have to follow rules. And what's interesting is the more powerful you become, the more important the rules. You can't break the rules because you will lose your power, right? You will be demoted. You will fall from grace. And we're seeing that in the media. A lot of these powerful people are falling from grace because they broke the rule. So, now an advanced being, they have rules. They have laws. So for example, one law might be we cannot influence a primitive civilization beyond its capacity. They just can't show up because that would be disruptive. That would be disruptive. But the stellans, they want to help guide our civilization. They want us to progress. They want the human spirit to ascend. So they have some lofty goals, and they have these rules. They have some rules, right? Now, so one of the conditions, now if the stellan wants to help, one of the conditions is they need to verify on the ground, are human beings ready to accept advanced knowledge? Are human beings ready to accept visitors from outer space? Because we know on an individual level, some people are ready. Some people, they're obligated by their incarnation contracts. They're obligated. So we can contact individuals, but what if we want to do something on a larger scale? So the stellans, they need a verification. They need to verify. And verify, you need ground intelligence, right? You need information. So they say, well, we need to survey. We survey human beings and to gauge their readiness. When we contact them, we ask them, are you ready? Do you want to meet us? We get some people to make a movie about a positive ET. And we gauge, right? We gauge the reaction. Do people accept that version of an alien, or do they reject it? Are they concerned? So what I'm saying is stellans, they need verification. So if they want to make contact, in the past, they want to make contact, they need to find out if human beings are ready. Now that's fine. So while they're trying to find out are human beings ready, the Cabal, remember the Cabal, it's just a term we're using to describe this negative group of people who have sequestered advanced technology and who are corrupt and who have money and power, and they control banking and they control media. These group of people, we've talked about them, the cabal of elites. They don't want these lofty, noble beings to contact humans and to come down. So they know that they're trying to verify, are humans ready? Well, how do we change that? How do we stop that? How do we prevent contact? This is the Cabal. How do we prevent contact? We need to scare people. We need to create an evil alien, a boogeyman in space. So the Cabal co-ops the media and the Hollywood, and they start making evil alien movies. And they have a big budget. And they distribute these films. And many years ago, There's no Netflix, there's no online movies, there's no YouTube. So all you get is what you get. That's what you get. War of the Worlds. That's it. And everybody goes. And they say, that's great. Aliens are evil. They want to wipe out the human race. What have they done? They've changed the narrative. They've scared people. So now there's movie after movie coming out. There's Alien, right? There's Predator. There's all these movies coming out. The Thing from outer space. It eats people. So now the Stellans, when they gauge the readiness of human beings, what do they get? Humans think there are monsters in space. Humans are afraid of an alien invasion, an abduction. Oh, I saw it in a movie. Aliens are abducting me, right? Then they get people out in the UFO community. I was abducted. I was probed. They put something up my butt, right? Now they got the UFO community. They got their people in there. So now what's happened to contact? What's happened to contact? Just on these basic examples. It's been destroyed. It's ruined. It's over. Because now there's no verification. Because the star beings, they got to follow the rules. The rule says, if humans are ready for mass contact, we have every obligation to appear. But if humans are not ready, if the masses aren't ready, then we cannot appear. It is against our principles. And the Cabal is laughing. They're laughing. Because they think as long as we keep the space monster embedded in the human psyche, we've put a wedge between the star beings and the human race. Right? So now, but the star beings, they have different methods to get around some of these rules and to provide more clear information, because that information is too distant. It's not clear, right? We're just taking like these poles. We're just taking this. We're just understanding awareness. We're reading consciousness. That's not enough. What we need to do is we need to put men and women on the ground. We need ground intelligence. You need intel on the ground, on the battlefield. You need people on the battlefield. But if the star being puts a star being on the battlefield, the star being does not understand the human being. They're completely different knowledge, awareness. So there's a misunderstanding. We can't relate. The star being can't relate to a human being. Because human being is a very underdeveloped race. And the star being, some star beings are, very advanced, extremely advanced. So we cannot understand the human being. This is what they're thinking. We cannot understand the human being as a star being. So how do you circumvent that? You incarnate as a human being. This is what we talked about before. Star beings, ETs incarnating as humans. Why? Because we need people on the ground. Not only can you, as a human, you now follow the human laws and you don't follow the stellan laws. So you don't have to follow all these laws. You have to follow the human laws, right? So you can interact with the human society at a different level, at the same level. You have a lot more breadth. You can do a lot more. If you want to teach, you can teach. If you want to talk about extraterrestrials, in human form, you can do that. But you can't do that as a star being, right? Because that's unfair, right? That's against the law. So I want to teach people about star beings. I would have to incarnate into a human being. And then I can tell people about aliens. And then they'll call me crazy. You're an ET soul? Where's the proof? Where is it? Where? I don't understand. I cannot comprehend it. So, as a human, in human form, you can do a lot of stuff. You can make movies, you can write books, which you can't do as a stellan, right? You can educate, you can teach, you can start company, you can do whatever you want within the human law. And because you're an ET, they're an ET or star soul, they have access to a lot more knowledge. They have access to a lot more awareness. These are enlightened people. These are celebrities. These are media moguls, right? These are influencers and teachers and philosophers. They're very intelligent. You're so wise. You're so smart. Nice book. Beautiful script. They can do all these things, which you can't do as a star being, because it's just not, it's against the law. It's a different world, right? It's like an adult goes into a kindergarten and says, "This is how you use crayons, kid." It's you know, you can see it's not only against the law, but it's understood. The adults don't go into kindergartens, because kindergartens are for a certain level of awareness, for a certain age. And adults, you go to university with other adults, right? There are laws, whether they're implied, whether they're understood, whether it's a moral law, we don't know, but it's understood. Now, when you get to stellans, there's, you know, we're talking different culture, different systems, different technology, different awareness. And it's a huge gap. It's a huge gap. So there are restrictions. So the star being incarnates as a human and lives a human life. It's slower. It's uncomfortable. There's some suffering, there's confusion, there's the physical body, you know, there's all these discomforts. But they're willing to come here because it's important. I have to help them understand something, and I come down. And it doesn't work out so well because, you know, people call you crazy. Prove the aliens are real. I'm trying to tell you. But you got no proof. I am going to pray to my God for the proof. Now, let's get back to the Cabal. What do the Cabal do? What does the Cabal do? We have to stop this. We can't have these people incarnating and waking up and going out by their mission, because that's going to make the civilization progress. And we can't have a civilization waking up. We would lose control. So what do? What does the Cabal do? They create something like My Labs. M-I-L-A-B-S. My Labs. Military abductions. And there's different levels of this. Let's just call it, you know, military. The military with the back engineered technology posing as aliens for one purpose: to abuse people, to torture people, to ruin lives. Because they know, they were told, they didn't figure it out, they were told, the star being said, Some of our people are incarnating as humans, and we would like to contact them. And the Cabal says, all right, sure. And then when they go away, they say, now we have to find a way to hurt these people. We have to stop these people. Do it secretly. So they create these MyLabs. The MyLabs, they have the people, they visit them, and they torture them. They ruin lives. They brainwash them, mind control, whatever you want to call it. Whether it's MyLab or whether it's MK Ultra, whether it's social engineering, all of it is designed to counteract progress, which is the intention of the star being. They want progress. They want civilization to grow. They want us to adopt advanced technology, advanced thinking, advanced science, to eat better, not to vaccinate everybody. Right? They want us to know what's out in space, that there are ruins, ancient ruins on other planets. They want us to know that. But the Cabal doesn't want that. So you see this, the way this thing is set up. Star being, they have certain laws and policies and rules, and they need to get verification on the ground. The Cabal are aware of this, and they're countering. They're countering all that. Now, in the past, the problem is that most people don't understand what's going on. Like what I'm saying now, most people did not know 5 years ago, 10 years ago. They don't know. Only a small number of people knew. And those were the die-hard believers, the diehards, who have endured and survived. But this is the picture. And we need everybody to know. Because if something is countering your progress, you need to counter the counter, right? You need to take initiative, right? You need to realize that there are bad agents, aka Cabal. You need to know that. You need to accept that as a reality. There are bad agents. There is social engineering. Even if you don't want to believe in star beings, you have to see that there's social engineering, there's mind control, there's psychological operations. These are ongoing. And all of it is designed to keep people at a certain level of intelligence, at a low level of consciousness and vibration. And when they start to wake up, they shift the narrative into simple narratives like feminism. It's a simple narrative. You're still not getting into the star beings and interstellar stuff and the ancient ruins and the true history of the earth. You're not getting there. You're here. Right? Women are under attack. Yes. What if there's other stuff going on? Spirituality, reincarnation, past lives. You're not getting there. Because they're keeping the narratives. The narrative is here. Right? Discrimination, narrative. There's all the vaccination program narrative. War, terrorism. You're just swimming in the bottom of the sewer. So when someone like me starts talking about past lives, starts talking about star beings, they say, you're crazy. Hey, you're outside of our narrative, buddy. This stuff is important. That stuff doesn't exist yet. It's not in our perception. Yeah, but it's in mine. And hey, if you woke up, you'd see that too. And I'm not making stuff up, and I'm not crazy. Right? Millions of people can't all be crazy, because millions of people believe in aliens. Can't all be crazy. So there's a tactic, let's say a strategy by the star beings to assist humanity, and there is a counterattack. There's another strategy, there's a counterattack. There are multiple counterattacks, there are multiple strategies. But until now, we really, most people don't really want to go there. that it comes from these advanced races. That's what's a lot of this stuff is happening. That's the Cabal is blocking. The Cabal is blocking that truth, the secret space program. They don't want you to know because that would diminish their power. That would ruin their plans. They got plans. We got plans, man. So now when the star beings do take an action, when they take an initiative, especially something, an emphatic initiative, when they do something more revealing, when they show up in ships, they have verified that enough people are ready. And they've gone through all of this negative, these attacks, and they've collected information. It's taken a number of extra years because of all of the interference and all the attacks and all of the interceptions. But when the star beings do make a presence, when they make a presence, a large presence, they have the verification and they have the permission. It is time. So they will not be impacting humanity in a negative way, right? Because it's taken these many years. They've gone through all the different processes and negotiations and attempts to share ideas and share technology and to work with these Cabal elites. They've gone through contacting the people on the ground and the star children. They've gone through all of this, and now we're getting to the point where if there's an action, if there's an initiative, it's been verified by their own research, by their own polls, and by people on the ground, ground intelligence. Yes, we think that people are ready, and they're ready for this. And then they might do something, and then they will gauge the reaction, which the Cabal will interfere, right? Whenever I make a video, I get attacked. I get attacked. Well, online, I get attacked. Offline, I get attacked. Because I'm talking about things they don't want me to talk about. Because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to think. It's a discussion. We need to have a discussion. Multiple levels, over multiple years. Over multiple hours. There's no statement. There is no statement that we are not alone in the universe. And oh, 1 + 1 is equal to 2 because I am an idiot. That's not the disclosure. There's no such thing. The disclosure is a discussion. And there are many things to talk about. Many things to talk about. And we will be talking about it for years and years once we stop talking about these narratives. Right? These simple-minded narratives, they keep you in the trough. They keep in the horse race. The horses wear these blinders, right? So they run straight. Can't see, and they run. They stay on the track. They go around the track. Here you go. Feminism, go, feminism, go. Oh, look at that, transgender, go, don't look. Terrorism, they're coming, terrorists, they're gonna be a nuclear war, no. They keep you running around in circles. But you're not getting anywhere. You're not going anywhere. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, Past lives, right? There's a lot of stuff to talk. Karma. What's karma? Why am I here? The nature of reality. My God, nature of reality is a computer-generated world. Well, how does that fit into all that? We need to talk. It's not a statement. It's a discussion. And we need to foster these discussions. And we need to foster more of these discussions. And we need to foster more ideas. That's what we need to do. That's the disclosure. The disclosure is more. Move forward. Talk. Share. And anybody represses, suppresses, censors, they are working for the Cabal. Whether they're getting paid or not, you're working for the Cabal because they repress, they suppress, and they censor. Okay? And if you see that, then you need to push forward. We need more ideas.